Question number 10. Solve the quadratic equation by completing the square. So in this equation we have x squared plus 7/8 x minus 1 over 8, and that's equal to 0. The leading coefficient is a 1, so we do not need to divide every term by the leading coefficient since it's already a 1. So what we want to do is isolate the variable terms on the left-hand side. So we have x squared plus 7/8 x, and then we're going to add the 1/8 to both sides. And then completing the square, we're going to add n to both sides of the equation. And then we're going to take n, and that's going to equal 1/2 the middle term b, middle coefficient term b, and then square it. So we take 1/2 times 7/8, and then we're going to square that. So we have 7 over 16, and we're going to square that number. So when we square that, 7 squared is 49, and 16 is 256. So going back to now step 3, we have x squared plus 7 over 8 x, and then we're going to add the value of n that we just solved for, so that's going to be plus 49 over 256 plus 49 over 256. Now in step 4, we're now going to factor this. And keep in mind, what did we have to square to get 49 over 256? Well, it was plus 7 over 16. So this is going to factor into x plus 7 over 16 squared. Now we need to find a common denominator between 8 and 256. So let's figure out, okay, well, if we don't know initially, 256 divided by 8 is 32. So 8 times 32 is going to give you 256, and 1 times 32 is going to give you 32, and then plus 49. So now let's add those fractions together. We get x plus 7 over 16 squared, and that's going to equal, we have a common denominator of 256. Adding 32 and 49 gives us 81. So now in step number 6, we're going to take the square root of both sides. And don't forget the plus or minus. So you have plus or minus the square root of 81 over the square root of 256. So now, on the left side, we have x plus 7 over 16. And that's going to equal plus or minus, what do we have to square to get 81 is 9. What do you have to square to get 256? And that is 16. And so now we're going to subtract 7/16 to both sides. We're going to have negative 7/16, and you write that in the front, plus or minus 9 over 16. So we end up with two solutions. We have negative 7 plus 9 over 16, and we have negative 7 minus 9 over 16. So here we end up with 2 over 16, which reduces to 1/8. Over here we get negative 16 divided by positive 16, which gives you negative 1. So therefore we have two solutions, 1/8 and negative 1.